So maybe I want to draw some parallels between the bird strike movement and anti-abortionists. Uh, I feel like, and this is a trope that's been going around the internet for a long time, in terms of people wanting to see human beings born. Like they want to see human beings come out of a female vagina and then go through all the troubles of life, et cetera, et cetera. But let's get rid of the troubles of life. Let's get rid of life, um, which is ironic since they call themselves pro-lifers, but they want to see birth. They want to see basically human beings come out of a human vagina. And I feel that's a powerful kind of thing to see. I bet it's very powerful for parents to see. It's very profound for parents to see things like little human beings come out of the mother's vagina. Um, I mean, as gross as it looks, I mean, because I mean, it does look really gross. But to be fair, there's a lot of gross things that human beings do. I am a gay guy, so I kind of have I'm kind of situated in a way that I can think about gross things when it comes to orifices. But when you're talking about a human life, I mean, it is very difficult to say that all you want to do is just see a human being come out of a vagina like that, and then whatever else happens, happens. Then we have a very strong capitalist, competitive, aggressive way of the world deals with people who can't compete through no fault of their own. And I don't think that capitalism should be taken down because I mean you look at the opposite when it comes to socialism, and there are many examples. There's a slew of examples of where socialism just fails when you try to treat everybody equally. And there's also I bet you there's examples of people who have been unfairly treated by the capitalist system, which is why I think there should be kind of like compromises when it comes to bringing people into the world who may or may not succeed in a competitive market. And I'm specifically referring to UBI. But I mean, look at where we are with UBI. We're nowhere. Like we're nowhere with UBI. There's been many attempts, et cetera, to create this kind of equality of opportunity, but it just has not happened. Nowhere, no how. I guess there were some experiments in Finland or Norway, et cetera, but even then, they aren't full-blown, poverty line sort of UBI. It'd be interesting to see where Andrew Yang goes with this in the upcoming U.S. elections, though I doubt he'll get very far, except for the fact that he might bring more um, consensus or maybe just awareness of universal basic income, and then there's all these things about keeping UBI, even UBI, competitive when it comes to incentives and things like that. So um, I'm saying once you get shoved out of your mother's vagina, you kind of have to deal with things that maybe a conservative viewpoint won't necessarily take care of. Um, it might if we have specific policies in place. But until that happens, which I'm sure Sam Osteroff and Doug Ford and Jason Kenney and Scott Moe, I think they have very different views on what UBI is when it comes to the the kind of socialism that might the socialist mindset that might be necessary in coming up with a system like that. Anyway, so there's also a backward step that you have to take when it comes to pro-life. I mean, you got to think about, well, where are these guys going with things like contraception? Where are they going with things like family planning? Where are they going with things like abortion? Well, we know where they're going with abortion. They think as soon as the heart starts to beat, or even if it's a cluster of cells, it's a human being. I'm reminded of Lila Rose on the David Rubin Report, who thinks, and she didn't actually say this, but she thinks that there's a soul always waiting to be born, and therefore birth is kind of validating that soul. Um, but yeah, I don't see that. Like, I mean, how many souls go invalidated every hour, every second when somebody has non-procreative sex? Um, so I mean, how far, like, when you think about the extreme of what a pro-life argument is, you're thinking about basically antinatalist kind of understandings of where contraception should go, and where birth control and family planning and then all the other issues surrounding women when it comes to career and lifestyle and marriage and control over their own bodies. Um, I mean, like my last video said, we do antinatalist things every day, and we believe in those antinatalist things. Um, but it's funny that the left and the right can actually kind of agree on the fact that antinatalism is not a very good thing, um, in terms of human progress. But yeah, maybe a bit of a weird video, but I had to get that off my chest. Uh, yeah, that's all. Bye.